Shipping, billing, admin, payroll, marketing. You're managing all the things, so why waste time sending important documents the old-fashioned way? Mail and ship when you want, how you want with Stamps.com. Print postage on demand 24/7 and schedule pickups from your office or home. Save up to 90% with automated rate shopping. That's why over 1 million small businesses trust Stamps.com. Go to Stamps.com and use code PODCAST to try Stamps.com risk-free for 60 days.
Welcome to Seeing with Your Soul, a safe and sacred place to be vulnerable, to be transparent, to be authentic. I am your host, Tisha Michelle. From the deep pain and loss of my best friend Gloria, I realized she gave me the greatest gift ever, remembering my purpose in life, which is to help connect you to your authentic self, guide you to remember your purpose, and remind you that your current circumstance doesn't define who you are. Join me as we heal, align, and glow together. Hey guys, welcome back to Seeing with Your Soul. I am your host, Tisha Michelle, and if this is your first time, thank you so much for stopping by. So, at the time that you guys are listening to this, it is Friday. Normally you would receive my podcast on Thursday, but I purposely held it to Friday because Friday is super special to me. And guess why? It is my best friend's birthday. And she is no longer here, but we are going to still party and celebrate as if she is physically here because she is still here in the spiritual world. And so I wanted to do today's episode to really just just honor her and also just to do a little bit of reflecting on the friendships and stuff that we have in our life now. So for those that don't know, because since my best friend Gloria, her name's Gloria, since her passing, that's why I'm actually here now. I'm using my voice and using my gifts and my abilities and talking to you guys and coaching and doing readings and sessions and all this stuff with everyone. Basically getting back to who I really am and using those gifts and abilities that I didn't know that were inside of me until I lost her. So December 29th, 2017 is when my best friend passed away. And at that moment, it was super hard and it was rough and I really didn't understand anything. I questioned everybody, questioned God, just was really completely confused as to what is going on. Like, how do I move on? How do I help my children? What about her children? And all those just questions and everything. And it was just an instant overload. And I couldn't receive anything externally. There was nothing outside that could help me make sense of it. There was no one outside that could help me make sense of it. There was no book that I could read. There was no music, no song, just nothing externally that could help me. And I was forced, which was a great force, I was forced to go within. Now, I'd always heard people say oh, we have all the answers inside of us. I never knew what that really meant. Just thought it was just one of those things people just say and everybody just keeps repeating it. However, I now know exactly what it means. So I was forced to go within because I didn't want to talk to anybody anyway. And when I did talk to people, it was no shade to them, but it was nothing you could say and nothing you could do at all to help me process it, to help make me feel better or anything. So I got forced to go within, and going within opened me up to talking to an intuitive and just getting this information and just understanding, life and everything. And every single day was a journey, but it was a journey inward. And even though I was in so much pain and I was just hurt and sad and just confused, I got to this place where I realized that my best friend gave me the best gift ever. And that was me remembering my purpose and my purposes. And all those gifts and abilities and skills that we all have within us started to come out. And since then, I've been helping and blessing so many people and helping change their lives and connecting them to their truth and guiding them on their spiritual journey and impacting their lives, whatever way it was destined for it to be. And that was all because she meant so much, still does, but she meant so much to me that it forced me to figure out who I am, figure out life and everything. And I am forever, 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 forever grateful for her for that. So while I do not have her here in the physical sense, she is always with me. Her energy is always with me whenever it is that I need her. And I'm like, Gloria, I need you to step in and do your thing and help me with this, or what do I do now? And I'll get that sign, I'll get that message, and I know that her presence is there because she makes it very well known, and I super love it. And for any of her family that's listening to this podcast, they can tell you, they know when she shows up just as she did in the physical sense. And it's a wonderful thing. And see, with my best friend, so we were best friends. We've been best friends for 22 years. So it's real different. Like, not that anybody's best friend, one is better than the other or anything of that sort. But we met in high school in Virginia when she moved down to Virginia with her family. And we just clicked. And we just clicked. And we were just partners in crime and everything. But it goes even deeper than... And I'm the only child, but it goes even deeper than that. Like, that's my sister. And at one point it was my sister-in-law because I married her brother. So not only is she my best friend, like my ride or die, like she was my sister-in-law. And then like my children, like I have 4 kids and 3 of them are with my ex-husband, which is her brother. So she's also their aunt. And then she's also one of my kids' godmother. Like, the connection is just so deep, 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 deep. And when I think back, I'm like, man, like it's such a significant person in my life going back to, you know, childhood, that me meeting her and becoming friends with her is how I had my oldest 3. And it's just so crazy. So just like the dynamics and the connection is just, you know, insane, but that like beautiful, insane. Like, that was like my girl. And I was sitting back and I was thinking like, okay, so it's time to record a podcast. And I already had the topic that I wanted to talk about. And then it hit me, was like, no, you need to talk about friendships, you know, and what a perfect time to talk about friendships, you know? So it's like, Gloria's my best friend. She was the person that I went to for everything. She was the person that I knew 100%. I could keep it 100 and no judgment or anything like that. And she would do this thing where she would call me and, you know, I answer the phone and she'd be like, so what's going on? And I'd be like, wait, what do you mean what's going on? What'd you hear? You know what I mean? And then she'd be like, no, what's going on? And when I sit back and reflect to all those times that would happen, and I think back to like my life and people in my life and stuff now, I was uneasy. I would get a little bit defensive. Like, what do you mean? What did you hear? Because, you know, I don't get that. I don't get people to call me and ask me what's going on or how I am and truly mean it. So it was like I would get thrown off guard because, you know what, when she would call you and ask you that question, it's because she meant it. She genuinely wanted to know what's going on, what's up, how are you? And it's such a beautiful thing to have someone that genuinely cares and makes time out of their day to call you, their day, their night, or whatever, and call you to ask, and you know that you can be 100 with them and tell them exactly, like, and, you know, and a lot of times, like lately, like towards like the ending, like, you know, like the past, before she passed, maybe like that past year or so, I'd be like, this business is driving me crazy. These care providers, this, and this accountant, and this booking, and stuff like that. And it was so cool to have that person to express that too, because if anybody was to say like, oh, how's business? I'd be like, oh, it's good, it's great. But in my mind, it was just like, I'm super stressed out, but I'm not telling people all of that, or not feeling comfortable enough to tell people that. But I would like tell her, and she'd be like, okay, so what's the problem? Let's do this. What's the problem? Here, email me, send me your login information. I'll log into QuickBooks. We'll fix it. It's not that serious. You know, and it was so cool because I'm that person to so many people, but to then have that person, like for me, like it's just the best thing ever. And like these past couple of days, well, actually this past week, like her energy had just been so strong, and I just was thinking about times like when I'd be having to prepare a couple days in advance to go to New York because I know I'm going to be partying with her and hopping club to club and getting back into her house at like 8, 9 in the morning, you know, and I just started laughing like, wow, like, damn, like good times, or thinking back to going all the way back to high school where, because we didn't have like this doing the cell phones and the texting, all that. So we had a notebook and I would write something to her and I would hand it to her passing in the hall. And then she would like write back. And then when we seen each other again, she'd give me like that notebook. And man, we used to be talking about people, all types of stuff, all our personal business and everything was in there. And I just bust out laughing like the other day, like, yo, we was bugging. And till this day, I have no idea what happened to that notebook. Oh gosh, if anybody found that, lordy. But anyhow, so I just really just been like reflecting, and like I said, when it was time to record a different episode, I just heard, no, you need to talk about friendship. So as much as I'm like honoring her and just happy birthday, and I'm super grateful and just super love her and so grateful for her meaning so much in my life, that how I was affected by, going through that grieving phase, that it led me to go inward and to discover all these things within myself and this world and other people and stuff. And it's amazing. And I want to go even further, and for you guys, and the invitation for you guys is to think about the friendships that you have in your life right now, but also think about the type of friend that you have. I mean, that the type of friend that you are to other people. Do you call people? And I'm not talking about texting. Do you actually pick up the phone and call people and ask how they're doing? And like genuinely mean that? And also, do you have people who will call and check on you? Are you in a friendship that it's a one-sided friendship? And the word that I keep hearing is balance. And the thing is that we need to have balance in our relationships. So are you in a relationship with someone, friendship, whatever, and you're always pouring everything in for that person, but they're not pouring anything into you because it's all about them? It's like take, like the energy suckers, the vampires, or toxic relationship where it's people who, they don't uplift you. They're not doing anything to help bring you all up. It's really more so like they just project their fears on you, or they're always complaining and being like super just negative, and you know what I'm saying? Like that yucky shit. So the invitation right now is to do some evaluation with your friends, the people that you call friends, and the type of friend that you are too, because we got to check ourselves too and see, hey, am I being a good friend? And the thing is I get it. Life happens. Life happens to all of us, but honestly, it doesn't take long to pick up the phone and call and check on our people. And I can tell you that's one of the regrets that I have, even with Gloria, and I've heard some other people say and stuff too, is that, so she had some heart problems and she wasn't sick when that happened. She had her twins and she poured everything into her children, everything. So down to then, we're calling and asking like, how's the babies? How's the twins? How are they doing? Oh, what happened at that doctor's appointment? And everything was about the kids, which is great. But you know what? We didn't say, how are you? How are you feeling? Are you taking your medicine? When was the last time you went to the doctor? And it wasn't because no one cared or I didn't care. It was just not thinking about that, but just thinking everything about the children. And I stopped to myself and I said, why didn't I just text and say, hey, how are you feeling? You good on your medicine? When was the last time you went to get a checkup? You been sleeping? Just stuff like that. And I want you guys to make sure that you're checking on your friends. Really checking on your friends. You have no idea what people are going through. And sometimes like people get so busy and like even like with Gloria putting so much into her children that you forget to take care of yourself. So there's actually so much in this now. Let's back up. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, you can't help take care of anyone else. So that's number one. And then check on your friends. Reach out to them. And I don't just mean a text message. Like genuine, let's get back to the for real, picking up the phone. And then people are like, oh, I'm like so busy. Nah, you're not that busy. Stop. You're not that busy. Stop. And if you are, make time. Take time out. Pick up the phone, call your friends. Hey, how are you? What's going on? And listen. One thing I've definitely learned over this past, when I was been on this journey inward, is that everybody wants to be heard. Everybody wants to be heard. So we need to be there to listen. So that's one part of it. The other part of it is going back to the reflecting on the people that you have around you. Let's bring some more balance into these friendships. And one great healthy way is to communicate what it is that we are looking for in a relationship. So we do this thing when we're going to date like a girl or going to date a guy, and we're like, oh, well, what are you looking for in a man? What are you looking for in in a girl, woman? And we say like all these things and stuff. But what are we looking for in our friendships? You know, are they purposeful? I mean, everything's a purpose, but like, are they meaningful? You know, so let's start having these conversations with like our friends. Like, this is what I'm looking for, you know, and this is what it is that I, you know, need or like or whatever in a relationship or whatever the case. And it sounds weird and it's really super uncomfortable, but I can tell you, like, I put this post up because every day on my Facebook page, what I've been doing is I've been posting today's affirmations, right? So I'll post the affirmation for the day. So they're my affirmations, but they're for social media to see and people relate and people need it at the right time and all that good stuff. So I put one up there that said something like, I no longer allow one-sided relationships into my life and I attract meaningful ones. And I got really good like feedback and like people like sending me messages about that. Like I needed to hear that, you know, like because, and just telling me like their stories and stuff. And that's the thing. I want meaningful relationships. And I know that you guys too. You know, that you want that too, because like we spend time with people, we talk to people, like we're here, we're enjoying like living like our life and stuff. And like we need meaningful relationships. We don't need to be around people who just want to take. That's not cool. And if you are one of those people, I need you to reevaluate yourself. Matter of fact, check yourself. Are you a taker? You know, or is it a balance where you take and you know what I'm saying, and you give and receive and all that good stuff. You know, and if you have people who only reach out to you because you can do something for them, and when I say do something for them, it doesn't have to be like take me here or buy me this or give me money or just whatever, even if it's just your time and your energy. And then when you need them or you text them, they don't text you back or maybe text you back days later. Like, oh, my bad. Like, what do you mean? Oh, my bad. Like, but yet you're always like there for them. And I get it. And I don't want to hear any of you guys saying like, oh, but everybody's not obligated to give today. I get that. But if we're friends and y'all are friends, it needs to be some type of balance where you're not just always just seeking to gain something from them or pull that person's energy and you're not giving that back. Hope you guys feel me on that. You know. So again, happy birthday. And shout out to my best friend, man. She is so dope. She's still dope in the spiritual realm. I'm telling you guys, like, if you just don't know her, like, y'all really missed out. Like, she was dope, amazing, and just super fly and just amazing. Just amazing. That's my girl. And she has a beautiful kids. Like, they're just all like, oh my God. Just love them. Okay. Anyway, so I wanted to just put this podcast out today, you know, again, to just wish her happy birthday and just to like, you know, publicly and just put it out there of how grateful that I am for her being in my life in the physical sense and her being in my life in the spiritual sense, and thank her for reminding me of who I am and what my purpose is and how I am able to help so many of you guys out there. And I get people all the time who will send me a message like, thank you so much. Or even on the phone after I'm done with like a client, a session, a reading. Thank you so much. Like, you helped. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just a conduit. I'm the messenger. But, you know, give my best friend a shout out. Like, thank her. You know, thank her. And I will always stand by like that. It was through her, through that loss and that pain from losing her, she gave me that greatest gift. And it also allowed me to start to see the beauty in everything, because even I was in a very sad and crazy place, like grieving, you know, like from her, but I was able to see the gift. And the thing is that there is beauty in everything. Even when we're in the darkest places, there's beauty in it. And because of her, I'm able to now be in those positions. And like I've told, you know, a handful of people, that whole transitioning of moving from Virginia to Arizona, you know, following this calling, I was honestly in the darkest place in my life, but at the same time, I was in the lightest place in my life. And it may sound a little crazy, but it was just both. And because of going on that journey inward from her passing, I'm able to see the beauty in everything. And you guys can see the beauty in everything as well. So remember, I want you guys to check yourself, see what type of friend you are. And if you need to really, really check yourself and be a better friend, do it. And then also evaluate the friendships that are the people that are around you and these people that you call your friends in your life, and see if you need to have a conversation or if you need to remove people, that no longer serve a purpose for your highest good. And then those people that are in your life, and even family members and stuff too, reach out to them, check on them, call them, see how they're doing. Let them know that you genuinely care. Okay. All right. Well, that's it. That's all that I have for you guys. And if you guys don't mind, you can say it out loud and you can say it silently, whatever, but just give my girl Gloria a heavenly, a spiritual, like, happy birthday, and just a shout out, just to send that love. I really, really, really appreciate it. And I'm sending love and light to each and every one of you guys. Until next time. Bye.
Tired of your car insurance rate going up, even with a clean driving record? You're not alone. That's why there's Jerry, your proactive insurance assistant. Jerry compares rates side by side from over 50 top insurers and helps you switch with ease. Jerry even tracks market rates and alerts you when it's best to shop. No spam calls, no hidden fees. Drivers who save with Jerry could save over $1,300 a year. Switch with confidence. Download the Jerry app or visit jerry.ai/Libsyn today. That's JERRY.ai/LIBSYN.